everyone, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terrence Gardino. This week begins on Monday, September the 9th, and this is also going to be an active week like last week, as we're building to the full moon this Friday and Saturday. The full moon will be in dreamy, idealistic, imaginative Pisces, but you want to make sure your feet are firmly planted on the ground and your head is not too floating in the clouds, because that Pisces energy, if you're not realistic and grounded, can also bring in some disappointments. But let's start with Monday. Sunday into Monday, ambitious, assertive Mars is in hard-working Virgo, and it's in harmony with pragmatic, stabilizing Saturn. So Monday, September the 9th, overall is very favorable for hitting the ground running at your job, starting a new project, interviewing for work, launching a business, having business meetings. You're very focused, determined, and have that the wind behind your back to really go after your goals. So that is strong through Monday. But on Tuesday, now the sun is in opposition to dreamy Neptune, which is beginning to set the stage for the full moon in Pisces, because Pisces is ruled by the planet Neptune. So having the sun opposite Neptune once a year, it's a day or so where there could be some misunderstandings, or what you were hoping for is not real. So you need to make sure you're being practical and what's being offered to you. Meetings in business, even affairs of the heart. Make sure you're not being all swept away with a hopeful fantasy. Now, it's good for artists, it's good for inspiration, it's good for charity, but when it comes to the mundane aspects of life, you might be a little bit too optimistic, too hopeful that these dreams are real. So just keep it grounded. As we get to Wednesday into Thursday, now assertive, ambitious Mars is in tension with expansive Jupiter. On one hand, this might be a carryover of feeling you can accomplish anything. All your goals and dreams are very possible, and there's this uplifting optimism to really go for it. But the angle between the Mars and the Jupiter is indicating a bit of stress. So you could be again having more inflated expectations. This is good energy if you just stay grounded, pace yourself, ask for some feedback. But if you're going off with the Sun Neptune on Tuesday and now this Mars Jupiter Wednesday into Thursday, if you are feeling a great rush and a high, thinking that all things are possible, you may want to ask for some feedback from other people just to make sure you're being realistic. Now, by Friday, now we're going into the full moon into Saturday, lingering into Sunday. Now Friday, communication Mercury is aligning with a diplomatic Venus. Very favorable for relationships, discussing your relationships, for any kind of meetings, interviews, because the communication Mercury is in harmony with diplomatic, charming, compromising Venus. The sun is going to be, as we're going into this full moon, very powerful with Pluto in a positive way. So you're going to be feeling this strong drive to to reform your life, to make big changes in mundane ways. This could be good for construction on a more inner level, really feeling the self-confidence to really stretch and go for it. The full moon is bringing all these matters and all these emotions to a head. But Mars is also, ambitious Mars is also in opposition or frustration with nebulous Neptune. Now, it either means that your dreams and expectations that aren't real become deflated, and it brings a lot of disappointments. But it's also possible, because there's a lot of positive energy overall for this month and for most people, that you are overdoing not the expectations, but the activity. In other words, you could be so busy trying to accomplish all these goals and activities that you're finding yourself by the weekend being burnt out. So you just want to pace yourself. You can't do it all. And if there's anything unrealistic, that disappointment will come to light. But for most people, I just think there's a lot of really good opportunities to accomplish your goals. It's just that you may be taking on too much and you might be exhausting yourself. By Saturday, Mercury, communication Mercury, and benefic relational Venus will have both, within a few hours of each other, are moving into Libra, the sign of Libra. They had been for the previous several weeks in analytical, hard-working Virgo. But by Saturday, when everything is coming to a head, Mercury and Venus enters into the sign of Libra. Libra is always seeking compromise, a win-win solution. So this is great for anything that might have gotten off track or disappointed that came to light. By Friday or even into Saturday, you'll be able to discuss it, whether business or love, with Mercury and Venus, and find a win-win middle ground compromise. So for most of you, all of this energy is going to work out. Some of you may have to backstep and find some compromise, but with determination and patience, that will work out. So the last, from the beginning of September, with this powerful new moon in Virgo, aligned with Mars, ambitious Mars in Virgo, very active last couple of weeks, coming to a culmination, a manifestation by this Friday and Saturday. My advice is just ask for some feedback, keep it real, keep it sensible, and a lot can be accomplished. Before I sign off, I want to remind you I'm available for the one question offer for a nominal fee. You can find a direct link in the description box below the video. And the time of birth is always important, even if you have only an approximation. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, enjoy this week.